So when I start on recreating the marble, what I like to do first is just give myself a little bit of reference as to where the color swirls are. So instead of using a dark pencil mark here on all of that, I'm not going to do anything that's super light edge of separation like this edge of the green. I don't want to do with a dark pencil line. But things like this that have very significant edges of separation, I can do them just, lightly with my pencil. Try to match it as close as I can. And you notice I did the white outline because the edge of the marble is not going to be a very, very dark line. It's going to have some lightness to it. So just give yourself a little light contour edge that creates the swirls. All right, now where I have light edges of separation up along here, I'm just going to use just a white colored pencil. Just to kind of reference that edge of separation. All right. Now I can start with the color. Always, always, always work light to dark. So again, if you see here, what I did in my practice was I tried to practice what the highlight looks like. So I made a strong, intense version of the highlight. I can see there's a little bit of a gray in there. And then I put a little bit of a yellow down and I burnished with the white on that. So I'm going to start with that. Really, really strong, reflective white highlight. And then I can see around it, got a little bit of a halo reflection. And I left a little space in there where I can see that little bit of gray space right there. Now, I just want to go over it with the other color that I have here, which is my 916 in the yellow. And I'm just going to put the highlight in. With the reflection of the highlight, you can see it still creates that edge. So now what I need to do is to just start building in the colors as I see them, based on what I figured out over here with the blends. All right, the colors that I used with the certain blends, I want to look at the lightest colors first. Back in here, you can see that I've got some yellows, and I'm just doing a light overlapping technique right now. I'm not burnishing anything yet. Just kind of laying in some of the lightest areas of color. So now in this area, what I want to do is I want to soften those overlapping techniques. So I'm going to use my colorless blender. And I still need to follow the direction of the swirl. You can see where I use that indigo blue. It creates that nice shade instead of black. It doesn't have that harshness to it. And it kind of helps create that interesting shadow along there with the goldenrod color. And now, when I just have that inside there, it's much darker. I'm just burnishing with the colorless blender and softening that indigo and blending it with the other colors around it. And I can pull some of the swirl, some of this, I can pull that color out into the green, the yellow-green. So you see how the colorless blender works. Now again, the one thing you can't do is once you have the colorless blender down, it's very difficult to work on top of. I can do a dark on top of it here because I can see I got a little bit more of a dark in here, a little bit more intense dark. And then I can soften that up a little bit more with the blender.